Welcome back, coding fans. Here we are on Initializing Your Expert, which is the first lesson of Initialization in Learn to Code 2. And if we look at the map here, we've got some interesting things. First of all, we notice that there's no characters on the map. And also we have a new feature. Down here at the bottom is the lock, and over here is a platform. And if you notice, we cannot get this gem right here at the bottom without getting that platform up. So that's what we're going to do here today, is we're going to initialize our expert. So down here, you're going to see we've got let expert equal initialize. Okay? Expert right here is going to be like the person on the map. And to initialize, we need to tell what type of person we are. So we've got two options down here. We have at the bottom, we've got character, and we also have expert. So it says let expert be expert so that we know which one to use. An expert can turn the lock up. So our issue becomes, which one are we talking about? Are we talking about lowercase expert when we code? Are we talking about uppercase expert when we code? The uppercase expert is a type, okay? It's a generic term. Lowercase expert is the specific person that shows up on here. So it's kind of the reverse of the way we do names. So if your name is James, you use capital J. Here, this one's name, when we say James do something, when we say expert do something, lowercase expert, we're talking to this specific expert. Okay, it's kind of like in American football. We've got the generic position quarterback. In the NFL, there are 32 different quarterbacks starting. But you could be specifically talking about Lamar Jackson, the quarterback, or Carson Wentz, the quarterback, or Kyler Murray, the quarterback. That is their name on the field. They play generic quarterback. So the type would be quarterback, and the name would be, or the instance would be Tom Brady. Now, if we notice what's going on here, in order to get our expert to move, we've got to do something different, because if you look at the bottom, it just doesn't say move forward, collect gem, all that stuff. So we've got to tell specifically that person what to do, starting at the elementary level. So if we look at this expert dot move forward, our expert will move forward one space. And that now means it's going to take 3 keystrokes in order to get our expert to do anything. So now writing functions and using loops is going to be our friend. All right. So we can do a couple things here, and we're going to use some code. So this is what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my cursor and bring it to in front of expert, and I'm going to use a for loop. I could use a while loop, but I want this to be repeatable, and our expert has to move 3 times all the time. So I'm going to say, okay, 4, 1, and 3. And then I'm going to tap 4 to turn it blue, but I'm not going to use the box. I'm going to hold the bottom brace and drag it down to capture that code. And just to clean it up, I'm going to delete that space in front. Now our expert will move 3. All right, now we need to kind of figure out what's going on. Now, if you notice, we've got 3 gems and a switch, and the only place there, or not a switch, a lock, and the only place that there is not a gem, there is a lock. So what I'm going to say, I'm going to make this repeatable and nest a for loop later, but we're going to do this. We're going to use our if statement, our conditional code, and we're going to say, okay, if lowercase expert dot is on gem, right? And I'm going to use the gem as the qualifier because there is no in front of lock or anything like that. So if is on gem, our expert is going to dot collect gem. Otherwise, so I'm going to say else, because the only place here at the end is going to be a lock. We're going to say expert dot. And if you notice down here at the bottom, on the very left next to the undo and redo button, we've got turn lock up. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and run that real quick so that we can kind of see that that works. All right, we'll speed it up so we get here. And when we turn the lock up, you'll notice now our expert would be able to walk across that platform to get that gem. All right, let's keep going. Our expert will now need to turn around. So I'm going to need the expert to dot, and we could write a turnaround function, or we could just say expert.turn left, expert.turn left, or expert.turn right, which is what I'm doing. And now the great part is we need them to move 3. I'm going to copy this for loop by tapping 4 and hitting the copy button. And I'm going to place it behind here, and we're going to paste it right there. You'll notice then they're next to a gem, but because I want this repeatable, I'm going to have him do a quarter turn, either expert.turn left or expert.turn right. And this is going to be fully repeatable. So when I run this, we're going to notice our expert moves forward, turns the lock up, turns around, comes back, and is now facing a new direction. There are 4 different things for him to do. So what I'm going to need to do is grab my cursor and put it in front of this first for loop up here, right below let expert equal capital expert. And I'm going to get a new line of code right here, and I'm going to put another for loop. There are 4 things for our expert to do, so we're going to go 1 through 4, tapping 4 again, and grabbing the bottom brace. We're going to pull that all the way to the bottom to get everything. Make sure we got that. I'm going to get rid of the extra lines of code just because it bothers me. And then we can go ahead and run this. All right. And while we look at this, we can see our code running. Goes and gets that, turns right, picks up this gem, comes back, turns right, picks up this gem, keeps going, is able to walk right through the platform, turns around. So that's what we've got. The one thing maybe I might do different is have this, instead of go 1 through 4, change that to 1 through 3. And then just have, after this, just have our expert turn, 1 through 4, go 1 through 3, and just have our expert then go move 3, copy, paste. Have them move 3, and then expert.collect gem. Okay, and then you won't have that kind of wasted turning around and coming back and turning right at the end. And it just depends on how you want your code to run. If you're fine with our expert coming back, then that's no problem. If you want it to be a little bit cleaner and end where it's supposed to, right there, then this might be a better way to go. Either way, not too terribly much code because of our for loops. See you on the next one.